Hey Moira, this is your brother. You are a psychopath. Let's start with the basics. You are a psychopath. I am not. I am a trial lawyer. You are not. I passed the bar in 3 states. You did not. I've got a post-baccalaureate undergraduate background in life sciences with a minor in psychology, and I was non-matriculated. It was mostly Harvard Extension. I just signed up for courses. No degree, no admission to any program. And you do not have that background, Moira. Now, what's in front of you is a piece of Asian art, and I'm afraid I don't know whether it's Chinese or Japanese. I have a feeling it's Chinese based upon the script, the kanji. That looks like Chinese kanji. You don't know this because you're an ignorant boob, Moira. The Chinese have there's pinyin, there's simplified Chinese, and then there's the old script. Japanese, they have basically three alphabets. Hiragana, katakana, I think is the second one, and kanji. The kanji in Japanese and Chinese are the same, but they have different aspects to them. They mean similar things, whatever. Chinese is a tonal language. Well, Mandarin is a tonal language. There's no such language as Chinese. There's Mandarin, Cantonese, and a bunch of other languages. They're all tonal languages. Mandarin has 4 tones. Cantonese has 6 tones. Vietnamese has 5, by the way. Isn't that interesting? Anyways, Dad was a fan of Asian art. That's how Dad loved Asian art. And cloisonne, Dad collected cloisonne, and he also collected this. It's catfish. It's painted on metal. It's probably very valuable. This is an old piece of Chinese antiques. Hennigan, one of Dad's fellow, whatever, Harry Palmers, I guess you might want to call him. That's a terrible word to use, but I say that because the Berlin Games, the book Berlin Games, was all over the house at 7881 Salt Springs Road, Fayetteville, New York, and for years, Mom and Dad talked about the Burlingame family, which is a play on words for Berlin Games, and which is a book. It's a horrible spy book about espionage, and people in the CIA love word games. People in the CIA love word games. Shauna Hearn loves Scrabble. People in the CIA love Scrabble. Shauna Hearn is a piece of shit. Anyways, yeah, you involved your family in this, Moira. Brilliant. You involved, not me, but you involved, you may have involved, well, you've definitely involved Shauna Hearn in this, you fucking turd. And if any of the Birmingham family was from West Roxbury or any of the Hearns knew anything about what you were going to do to me, I'm going to try and make sure they go to prison. Because this has been horrible. The last 10 years have been hell. Dad's been murdered. $20 million is missing. Horrible things have been done to people in Newton and to our government. This is horrible. So why are we looking at this piece of art? Oh, Moira, here's the thing. I haven't made this connection yet, but here's a potential connection. Barbara Toscano, according to an article in the Boston Globe I saw online, and this could be wrong, she's the niece of somebody named Hamrock. And Anne Marie Birmingham, married to a guy named Hamrock. Is that how you found this house across the street from the Greek mob, Moira? Through Anne Marie Birmingham? That's a question, not a statement. I'm going to find out. Hi, Dr. Hamrock. How you doing? I thought you were a narcissist. We're going to find out, Dr. Hamrock. Don't you worry. Anyways, you may be innocent. But there's a potential connection there. Why am I looking at this piece of art in reference to Barbara Toscano? In 2015, my mother, I was being terrorized, and there was all this stuff going on. And my mother had told me there were a bunch of break-ins into 10 Fairview Street. Was it 2015 or 2014? Excuse me, it was 2014. Yeah, it was the fall of 2014. Got my year wrong. It was the fall of 2014. And my mother had informed me that there had been a number of break-ins, a series of break-ins into 10 Fairview Street, and that some jewelry had gone missing. Gradually, over time. Now, somehow, I don't remember precisely how, but I ended up over at Barbara Toscano's house. And I said to Barbara Toscano, I was taking a class over at Harvard Extension, international politics, international relations. And because of my class schedule and because of mom and dad's schedule, there were only 4 hours during the week when the house was empty. When mom and dad were in Dartmouth on a Monday, I believe it was a Monday, and I was taking a class at Harvard Extension in international politics. And there was this woman who had attractive woman who got me to pause for conversation after class. It seemed like she was delaying me. And we'll get back to her later. I went over to Barbara Toscano to basically talk to her about the break-ins. I thought maybe Barbara was involved. Maybe it was Barbara because I was only gone from the house a few hours a week. Had to have been one of the neighbors who was doing the break-ins. Somebody who could physically observe the house when I was coming and going. Didn't know at the time that the Tembelpouloses were Greek mobsters, or that Barbara Toscano had borne a biological child by Dionysios Tembelpoulos, Anissa Toscano. I can explain that in another video. I said to Barbara, after talking to her about the break-ins, I said, everyone's a suspect until otherwise eliminated. And Barbara Toscano, in a very insincere way, it couldn't have been me. And there was some body language demonstrating deception. Specifically, she put her right hand on her chest, but she used her fingertips to touch her chest. She did not press her palm flatly to her chest. That's not dispositive evidence of deception, but it is indicative of deception and insincerity. I didn't believe her. Anyways, here's the thing. As I turned to go out Barbara's house, I saw one of these. And I was stopped in my tracks. I was dumbstruck. I was like, I was gobsmacked, as they say. There was one on either side of the door, just like there's one on either side of the door that goes out the front in our house. This is an Asian sign of prosperity, luck, or protection. Having something like this on either side of the front door is an Asian sign of prosperity, luck, and it's sort of like Dad's the password to the Amazon account. It's the name of a fish. I can't remember the name right now, but it's the name of a fish that represents prosperity. And if you kill the fish, you die, or the fish will die for you. But if you kill the fish, you die. Right? Yeah, I'll look it up later. It's a kind of fish. So it's all this Asian stuff. And you've been spying for the Chinese, Moira, I believe. Isn't that funny? I asked Barbara, where did you get those? Where did you get those? There's 2 of those just like that inside my parents' house. And she looked right at me in a clearly lying voice, where the voice goes, "Ugh!" She says, client. She was lying. She stole them out of this house. These are very valuable. These are old, I believe Chinese tech. I don't know if they're Chinese or Japanese, Moira. I don't know if they're Chinese or Japanese. But Moira, I haven't got all the specifics yet. But it is absolutely clear that you have betrayed your country, that Forrester Research is a front company for the CIA, that Dad was loyal to the United States, that Dad was counterintelligence for the Central Intelligence Agency, that the Tembelpouloses are Greek mobsters, and that Barbara Toscano is an associate of the Greek mob or mafia, that she used to be a nurse. And surprisingly, or not surprisingly, the Greek mob murders old people in inheritance rackets in hospital settings. And Barbara Toscano was a nurse. And Catherine Uransky Tembelpoulos is a nurse. Isn't that funny? So I haven't got the specifics yet, but Moira, at this point, you can't prove anything, doesn't work. It's time for everyone to decide who's going to testify against who. And who's going to get the death penalty. Because you see, there's 2 separate sets of conspiracies going on here. There's the disgusting and filthy Greek and Italian mafia racket of ruining lives of people so that there's only one heir to a large inheritance. and murdering an old old person in a hospital setting to speed up the delivery of the inheritance, because you're trying to end up as the sole heir of Thomas Anthony Dorsey by extortion, fraud, and a number of other crimes, and the amount of money is $20 million. So there's that racket going on with the Greek and Italian mafia. But the other half of this is espionage and treason. And that's you and the Witherspoons and Ann Jackson and Rajiv Srinath from Bangalore, India, and the rabbi on the corner of Fairview and Honeywell, who hosts women from Israel, who, according to Barbara Toscano, one of them doesn't even speak English, who one of them used to walk the dog for the rabbi past the house all the time and leave dog shit on the lawn. Yeah, the rabbi on the corner of Honeywell and Fairview hosts women from Israel. Well, hosts people from Israel. And they're frequently, I've observed 3 of them. They all appeared to be lesbians to me. And one of them lived with Rich Bebo at 4 Fairview Street in that little apartment he rents out. And along with everything else that's going on here, I can't go through all the facts here. This adds up to a parallel conspiracy of espionage and treason. And surprise, surprise, Dad was CIA counterintelligence. And he had these on either side of his door. And there were obviously 2 other ones that were stolen out of the house. And Barbara Toscano was so arrogant, ignorant, and stupid, she put them up on either side of her door, just like Dad did. You're in trouble, Mara. Arowana. The name of the fish is arowana. Arowana 99. Arowana 99. That was Dad's password to his Amazon account. And the arowana fish is a symbol of prosperity and protection in Asian cultures, in China. Myra, you're in trouble. Arowana 99. You're in extremely serious trouble.